everybody, I am Nikita and welcome back to the channel Indian Legal Wing. So in today's video, we will discuss about the doctrine of rule of law. To understand this concept, we need to first learn that the state is not governed by the rulers or by the nominated representatives of the people, but the state is governed by the law. So with this, let us start our topic for today's video. The term rule of law is nowhere defined in the Indian Constitution, but this term is often used by the Indian judiciary in their judgments. To simply understand the meaning of rule of law means that no man is above the law and every person is subject to the jurisdiction of ordinary courts irrespective of his status, position or rank in the society. The word law in the rule of law means that whether he is a man or society, he must not be governed by a man or ruler. He has to be governed by the law. In other words, Article 13 of the Indian Constitution means that rule of law means the law of land. This doctrine was originated from England and India has taken this concept. The originator of this concept of rule of law was Sir Edward Coke. This is the simple meaning and origin of rule of law. Now, the rule of law doctrine also has three postulates or principles. In 1885, Professor A.V. Dicey developed this concept of Sir Edward Coke and propounded three principles. According to him, for achieving the supremacy of law, these three postulates must be strictly followed. And the three postulates are supremacy of law, equality before law and predominance of legal spirit. Now, let us understand about each postulate. Now, the first postulate is supremacy of law. So, supremacy of law here means that rule of law is referring to that there should be an absence of arbitrariness or wide discretionary powers in the country. In order to understand this simply, it means that rule of law means that every man should be governed by the law. There should not be any arbitrariness or discretionary powers in the hands of rulers so that they cannot make any other new laws. They have to be governed by the established laws only. So this is the first postulate, supremacy of law. Now the second postulate is equality before law. So according to this principle of A.V. Dicey, the equality before law means that all the classes, all the persons are equal in the eyes of law and are equal before the law. There should not be any special privileges given to any person because of their special status, position or rank. Equal before law and equal subjection to all the classes to the ordinary law of land is to be administered by the ordinary law codes. And this principle emphasizes everyone, which includes government as well, irrespective of their position or rank. So this is the equality before law postulates of rule of law. The third postulate is predominance of legal spirit. Now, according to the third principle of Dicey, the general principles of Indian constitutions are the result of decisions of Indian judiciary, which determine to file rights of private person in particular cases. Now, according to him, citizens are being guaranteed the certain rights, such as right to personal liberty, right to freedom from arrest, by many constitutions of states. Now, only when such rights are properly enforceable in court of law, those rights can be made available to the citizens. If they are not properly enforceable and if there is some hurdles, then these rights will not be easily available to the citizens. So it has to be properly enforceable in the court of law. So this is the third principle, which is predominance of legal spirit. Rule of law established by Dicey requires that every action of the administration must be backed and done in accordance with the law only. There should not be any arbitrariness and everyone is equal in the eyes of law. So now we will learn about rule of law in Indian Constitution. We will see that whether rule of law is present in Indian Constitution or not. Starting with the first thing, rule of law was adopted from England by our constitutional fathers and many provisions were incorporated in Indian Constitution. Now, Indian Constitution is considered to be the supreme and no one is above Indian Constitution. Also, so the first instance where we can see that rule of law is present is that rule of law is also given impliedly in the preamble and such concept is also enshrined in the Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, which is fundamental rights. In case of violation of the fundamental rights, one can approach the Supreme Court or High Court under Article 32 or 226 of the Indian Constitution. Next is, if any law made by the legislature contravenes or is against the provisions of the Constitution, then such law will be declared void and the Constitution will prevail, obviously. Now next is, under 32 of the Indian Constitution, the Supreme Court also has the power to issue writs in the form of habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto, certiorari. So basically these are the 5 types of writs. And the power of judicial review is also given to the Supreme Court in order to prevent any ultra-vires law, so as to preserve the rule of law. So from this discussion, it can be concluded that in all matters, for example, protection of rights of people, equal treatment before the law, protection against the excessive arbitrariness, the Constitution of India has provided enough mechanisms to ensure that rule of law is followed in the country. So with this, it's a wrap. I hope you have understood the topic. This is all about rule of law. Stay tuned for more topics and don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.